Imagine entering a debate where you've lost before you even open your mouth. You try to make a point, but your opponent has so thoroughly rigged the terminology that just by participating, you sound like you're in the wrong. This is a structural breakdown in logic, a flaw known as question-begging language. A valid argument requires a claim supported by independent evidence. You present facts, and those lead forward to a conclusion. Question-begging language violates this by smuggling the conclusion into the premise. The answer becomes the proof itself, creating an inescapable circle. It's a linguistic smuggling operation, a way to bypass your critical thinking and avoid the hard work of providing actual proof. We see this smuggling in action during formal contract disputes. Consider a witness testifying in a courtroom before a verdict has been reached. She takes the stand and repeatedly tells the judge exactly how she was cheated by the defendant. Because the entire purpose of the trial is to determine if cheating actually occurred, using that word is a logical failure. It assumes the unproven conclusion is already a fact. The stakes rise when this logic enters societal debates, like the battle over abortion. In this context, one side might insist on referring to a fetus exclusively as the baby. Since the core of the debate is whether a fetus is a human being, using that specific word hijacks the discussion. It uses emotion to force an assumed answer onto the very question being asked. From courtrooms to protests, these loaded words are weaponized to force you into accepting a faulty premise before you've even had a chance to evaluate the evidence. In lower stakes environments, like an office or a classroom, the manipulation often hides inside the phrasing of a question. A colleague might turn to you and ask, "You aren't serious about nominating Professor Rife, are you?" Look at the mechanics. The questioner plants their desired answer into the question itself. They've provided no evidence against the professor, yet they've structured the conversation to demand your agreement. This casual application is dangerous because it weaponizes our natural desire to avoid social friction. It sneaks unproven assumptions past our defenses without a fight. Defeating this tactic requires a kind of rhetorical martial art. Once you see the matrix of manipulative language, you can learn to step aside and redirect the strike. Your primary countermaneuver is to address the language directly. Point out that these slanted words are preventing an objective assessment of the facts. If your opponent refuses to adjust their language, they are admitting that the debate was never meant to be impartial. Often, question beggars will build an intimidation wall around their assumptions, using phrases like "obviously" or "any 10-year-old knows." Your ultimate defensive shield is a willingness to look uninformed. When hit with an "obviously," the strongest move is to look them in the eye and say, "Well, it's not obvious to me."